Have you ever felt like your spiritual awakening just ended? No more signs, no more synchronicities, just silence, stillness, confusion. If that's where you are right now, I want you to know you're not broken, you're not going backward, and you're definitely not alone. Because across thousands of documented cases, spiritual researchers like Dr. Michael Newton, Carl Jung, and Edgar Cayce have all observed a hidden phase, one that happens after the awakening. And it's not what most people expect. You see, awakening isn't the end of the journey, it's the doorway. And what comes next is a strange, quiet, and often misunderstood transformation. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful signs that your awakening has ended, not because you failed, but because you've evolved. These signs aren't always magical. Sometimes they're messy, sometimes they feel like loss, loneliness, or even emotional numbness. But as we'll uncover, each one is a marker of deep soul integration, something ancient mystics across cultures have quietly taught for centuries. So if you've been feeling disconnected from your old life, unsure of what to believe, or just silently asking, "What now?" this video is for you. And stay with me to the very end, because in the final chapter, I'll share one insight that completely reframes the silence you're in right now. It's something that's helped thousands move from confusion to clarity, from spiritual high to embodied truth. And if any part of this speaks to you already, tap the like button so more people can find it. Leave a comment with "Tha" if you've ever felt this quiet shift. And now, let's begin. The stillness after the storm, after the dazzling moments of awakening, the visions, the insights, the overwhelming sense that everything is interconnected, something unexpected begins to unfold. Everything quiets down. It's subtle at first. The numbers stop repeating. The dreams no longer carry cryptic messages that seem tailored for you. The synchronicities, those little cosmic winks that once felt like a divine trail of breadcrumbs, begin to fade. The universe, which once shouted its guidance with spectacular flair, now whispers, or sometimes says nothing at all. This silence, this calm, catches many seekers off guard. It doesn't feel like peace at first. It feels like absence, like something magical was lost. The once vibrant connection to something greater now feels muted. And this is where many lose faith. They assume something went wrong. I must be doing something wrong, they think. Why am I not feeling that divine rush anymore? But this moment, this silent plateau, is not regression. It is integration. Across spiritual traditions, from ancient Sufi mystics to Christian contemplatives to Zen monks, there is a recurring wisdom passed down. When the storm ends, the soul begins to settle into its true rhythm. This is the deep rest that follows revelation, a settling of the dust, a sacred pause. It's not a void, but a vessel being reshaped. You are not falling backward, you're finally standing still, and the stillness is revealing who you truly are. Carl Jung, whose psychological work closely mirrored many spiritual truths, wrote often about this phase. He believed that transformation isn't complete when insight is gained, but when the self learns to live with it, quietly. Real liberation, Jung once noted, doesn't come in a burst of light. It comes when we stop needing the light to feel free. That's what this stillness offers, not the fireworks of awakening, but the grounding of being. Think of it this way: when a seed bursts open, there is a moment of dramatic transformation. But what happens next is less spectacular. Roots begin to grow, slow and steady, deep into the earth. There are no sparks, no music, just presence, just life unfolding underground. And yet, this hidden growth is what anchors the tree. Mystics sometimes call this state the divine plateau. It's not a peak experience, it's a sacred leveling. The drama fades, but the depth increases. Instead of reaching upward, you begin expanding inward. And yes, this shift can feel disorienting. Many psychologists refer to this phase as a liminal space, a transitional threshold between who you were and who you're becoming. Old habits of spiritual seeking no longer serve, but you haven't fully stepped into your new state of being. It's uncomfortable. The seeker within you wants another sign, another download, another wave of euphoria to prove you're on the path. But this is the paradox. The more aligned you become, the quieter life feels. Ingo Swann, one of the world's foremost remote viewers, experienced something similar. After years of intense psychic activity, he described a period where nothing extraordinary happened. No visions, no impressions, just quiet. And it was in that stillness that he discovered something he had missed: The connection was never external. His most accurate insights didn't come from stimuli, they came from deep internal knowing. The same realization dawned on the American mystic Edgar Cayce. Known for his sleeping readings, Cayce often spoke of how the most profound spiritual growth occurs not during the reading itself, but in the mundane process of applying that wisdom in daily life. The Spirit, he said, doesn't just speak through prophecy, but through patience. Albert Einstein, although not a mystic in the traditional sense, had an intuitive grasp of this principle. He famously said, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind." What he called solitude, many on the spiritual path would recognize as the stillness after awakening, the space where truth matures without the need for constant revelation. And perhaps that's what we struggle with most in modern spirituality. We've been conditioned to equate silence with stagnation. If we're not seeing signs, we assume we're off course. But in truth, signs are like streetlights. We need them when we're navigating unknown roads. Once you've internalized the map, the signs are no longer needed. You're not lost. You're simply learning how to trust your steps. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed how your craving for spiritual highs begins to diminish? How the dramatic, the extraordinary, the mystical, it all starts to feel less important? That's not disillusionment, that's evolution. You're stepping into embodiment, where spiritual truth no longer lives in your visions, but in your choices, in how you breathe, how you speak, how you love. You begin to crave what's real, not what's shiny. And though that quiet can feel like loneliness, it is actually the first sign of spiritual maturity. You are no longer being shaken to awaken. You are being invited to live from your awakening. And here's the beauty of it all. You no longer need to chase the signs because now you are the sign. The way you move through the world, the presence you carry, the stillness you embody, these become your transmission. If you find yourself in this space, this soft, strange silence, don't rush to fill it. Don't reach for the next vision. Sit in it. Breathe into it. You are not empty. You are full of something the world desperately needs. Quiet power, embodied wisdom, truth that no longer needs to speak to be known. You're not lost. You're simply no longer seeking. And in that, perhaps, you've already found exactly what your soul came here for. After a profound spiritual awakening, when your consciousness feels like it's been struck by lightning and bathed in divine clarity, you expect everything to shift instantly. And it does, but not all at once. Because while the soul may leap forward in revelation, the body lingers. It takes a slower, more delicate path to catch up. You may already know this from experience. Perhaps you felt a surge of lightness, insight, or purpose, only to crash into a wall of exhaustion days later. Maybe your sleep patterns shifted unpredictably. Maybe your body began asking for foods you never used to eat, or suddenly rejecting things that once brought comfort. You might even notice your skin glowing, your eyes softening, your posture realigning without any conscious effort. These changes often puzzle people. Why do I feel so tired after feeling so awakened? Why is my back hurting again? Why do I feel more emotional in my body than in my mind? Here's the truth many overlook. Spiritual transformation isn't just a mental or energetic event. It's also a biological one. Modern somatic psychologists and energy medicine practitioners alike agree. The body processes spiritual evolution slowly and somatically. Your tissues, your nervous system, your cellular memory, they all hold stories. Some are beautiful, others are heavy. When awakening comes, it doesn't erase the past, it illuminates it. And in that light, your body begins its long overdue work of releasing what was once stored in the dark. Carl Jung wrote extensively about the psyche's influence on the body. He believed that unintegrated aspects of the unconscious often express themselves through physical symptoms, what he called somatic echoes. In other words, when something shifts in your consciousness, the body responds, but not always with ease. Sometimes it resists. Sometimes it stirs up old aches, old wounds, old memories encoded in muscle and bone. Think of your body like a sacred archive. It remembers every shock, every joy, every trauma your mind has forgotten. And when your spirit rises to a higher vibration, it's as if the archive begins to re-sort itself. Some files must be opened, some must be purged, some must be rewritten entirely. This recalibration can show up in the most surprising ways. One day, you feel incredibly energized, as if you could run 10 miles or dance for hours. The next, Your limbs feel heavy, your chest is tight, you're tired in a way sleep doesn't fix. This is not regression, this is integration at the cellular level. In Ayurveda, this is referred to as Agni resetting, a reawakening of the digestive and energetic fire. When spiritual transformation occurs, the Agni must adjust to digest not just food, but new frequencies, new awareness, and new emotional truths. In traditional Chinese medicine, it is a harmonization of qi, where the blocked energy pathways begin to flow again, sometimes stirring up discomfort before restoring equilibrium. Even Western neuroscience acknowledges this through concepts like neuroplasticity. When your worldview transforms, so does your brain wiring. But neuroplastic shifts can create fatigue, emotional sensitivity, and even temporary disorientation. In a way, your body is relearning how to be in the world. Take Edgar Cayce, for instance. During his sleep readings, he often spoke about how spiritual evolution requires physical purification. He believed that the body was not separate from the soul's journey, but an equal partner. In his view, detoxifying the body through diet, hydrotherapy, even rest was essential for grounding higher consciousness, and grounding is the key here. Because after awakening, there is often a tendency to want to stay up there, in the elevated states of bliss, insight, and ethereal perception. But true transformation, it's not about escaping the body, it's about returning to it with new eyes. There's a story from the yogic tradition about a student who, after years of meditation, experienced cosmic bliss. When he returned to his teacher, glowing and euphoric, the teacher simply said, "Good, now go clean the temple floor." The message? Enlightenment is meaningless if it doesn't reach your hands, your breath, your bones. Spiritual awakening must land in the body to be real. And sometimes that landing is messy. You may cry for no reason. You may feel old grief in your chest. A scar from childhood might start aching. You may find yourself craving solitude, warmth, or stillness in ways that surprise you. That's not weakness, that's wisdom surfacing. Because your body doesn't lie, it can't be bypassed. It is the final frontier of your evolution. And here's something sacred to remember: the body isn't resisting your awakening, it's completing it. So be gentle. Drink water, sleep longer, say no when your system asks for rest. Eat what feels nourishing, not what's trendy or high vibe, but what your body honestly needs in this season of change. This isn't failure. This is the most honest kind of healing, the kind that doesn't look pretty on the outside, but reshapes your very biology on the inside. You are not broken, you are reformatting. So if you find yourself wondering why you feel more emotional, more tired, more sensitive in your skin than ever before, know this: that is your body catching up to your soul. It's sacred work. It takes time. And when the integration completes, when the body and spirit realign, you won't just feel awakened, you'll feel embodied. And that perhaps is the most powerful awakening of all. This is perhaps one of the most painful and misunderstood stages of the spiritual journey, and one almost no one warns you about. After a spiritual awakening, when your inner world feels cracked open and reborn, something quietly begins to shift on the outside too. The people closest to you, those who once made you laugh, who shared your memories, your routines, your rituals, begin to feel different. You sit beside them, smile across the dinner table, listen to their words, but deep down, something has changed, and it's not them, it's you. Your vibration has shifted. And with that shift, the frequency of your relationships begins to reconfigure. This change isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's subtle. A certain conversation now feels hollow. A friendship that once lit you up now leaves you tired. A family gathering feels like you're playing a version of yourself you've already outgrown. You might begin to wonder, am I becoming cold, ungrateful, distant? But as spiritual psychology reminds us, what you're experiencing is not detachment out of superiority, it's realignment out of necessity. The resonance that once connected you has simply run its course. This stage is known in many traditions as the soul's separation or the sacred disconnection. Eckhart Tolle described it as a shift from ego-based bonding to presence-based connection. Ram Dass spoke of it more poetically: we're all just walking each other home. But sometimes he noted the road forks, and not everyone can take your path. This doesn't make them wrong or lesser. It simply means your soul is being reoriented. Carl Jung, in his exploration of individuation, the process of becoming whole, often observed how transformation demands solitude. Loneliness, he wrote, does not come from having no people around you, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to you. And this is exactly what happens after awakening. The language your soul speaks begins to change, and suddenly fewer people can understand you. You may begin to drift from old friends, lack even family, not out of judgment, but because your nervous system no longer feels safe or nourished in those dynamics. You might find yourself choosing silence over small talk, space over obligation, truth over comfort. And yes, this can feel like heartbreak, like you're shedding skin that still remembers the warmth of connection. But what you're really shedding is resonance that no longer matches your frequency. I once heard a story about Ingo Swann, the remote viewing pioneer. During the height of his psychic research with the Stanford Research Institute, he began to notice that the more his perceptions expanded, the more socially isolated he became. His colleagues didn't understand his intuitive insights. Friends found his language too abstract. But he later shared in an interview that it was during this isolation that he began to feel most aligned with his truth, most authentically himself. He said, "When the noise falls away, you begin to hear what's real, and sometimes what's real is only audible to you." That's the paradox of awakening. You evolve into greater unity with the universe and simultaneously feel less understood by the world. But here's the miracle. This void, the aching gap between who you were and who you're becoming, isn't empty. It's spacious. It's preparation. Because the universe is not just taking people away, it is making room. You're being cleared so that your soul tribe can arrive. The ones who don't need you to explain your truth because they're already living it. The ones who won't dismiss your transformation, but will mirror it. The ones who see you, not the version of you that fits their past, but the one you are now becoming. But to recognize them, you must first learn the language of silence. You must sit in the stillness long enough to remember who you are without anyone else's expectations echoing in your ears. If you're in that space now, where everything familiar feels unfamiliar, where connection feels like memory instead of presence, please know this. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are transitioning. And this stage, this quiet letting go, is not abandonment. It is the soul's act of making room for truth. Don't rush to fill the space. Don't force yourself to fit into molds you've outgrown. Don't mistake loss for punishment. Instead, open, allow, trust, because what's coming is real, and it will meet you not where you were, but where you are. And when it does, you'll look back on this loneliness with gratitude, because you'll see it was never about losing people. It was about discovering who you are when no one else is watching. And from that place, your truest self, you will attract the most beautiful reflections, not echoes of the past, but companions for your future. People who will not just walk with you, but walk beside your soul. You used to see 11:11 on the clock and feel a shiver down your spine. You'd hear a certain lyric at the perfect moment and know it was meant for you. You'd walk through the world wrapped in a kind of magical current where the universe spoke fluently through numbers, animals, dreams, and strange coincidences. And then nothing. The numbers stop appearing. The songs sound like songs again. Dreams lose their clarity. The synchronicities slow, and then for a while, they vanish. Where did it all go? You may find yourself staring into that silence and wondering, did I take a wrong turn? Have I fallen out of alignment? Has the universe stopped speaking to me? But here's what so few people say, yet what every mature mystic eventually discovers. The silence is not absence. It's arrival. What's happened is subtle but profound. You are no longer being guided with signs because you have become the one who guides. You are not being ignored. You are being trusted. In the early stages of awakening, the universe often needs to speak loudly. Signs act like spiritual training wheels. You're learning to recognize the language of energy, to feel supported, to build trust with something greater than yourself. The breadcrumbs are necessary, but at some point, the path asks you to stop following breadcrumbs and become the one who bakes. Dr. Michael Newton, in his extensive research on life between lives regression therapy, observed something remarkable. As souls evolve through lifetimes, they become less reliant on external messages and more attuned to internal resonance. Advanced souls don't need the outer confirmation, they simply know. This phase may feel like spiritual withdrawal, but in reality, it is the deepest form of embodiment. You no longer need proof that you're connected because you've remembered you are the connection. You've integrated the signs into your being. The divine is no longer a visitor, it's your default state. Consider this: when a student is ready, the teacher appears. But when the student becomes the teacher, the classroom dissolves. This is the transition. You've stepped out of the classroom. Now you walk through life as the teaching itself. That doesn't mean the magic is gone. It means the magic has become quiet. It's now in your presence, your decisions, your steadiness. Not in dramatic revelations, but in how you hold yourself in moments of doubt. Not in spiritual highs, but in the calm wisdom that doesn't need to be loud to be true. Take Edgar Cayce again, known as the sleeping prophet. In the final years of his life, his readings became less theatrical, less focused on predictions, and more centered on simple spiritual living. The messages weren't about seeing beyond time and space, they were about living with compassion, humility, and grace. Cayce understood what many mystics come to learn. The most powerful spiritual practice is how you live when the visions are gone. Carl Jung also spoke of this shift. He noted that for the mature psyche, the numinous becomes less about outer symbolism and more about inner alignment. The divine moves inward, becoming integrated with the self. In his words, your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. So if you've stopped dreaming the big signs, it might be because you've awakened to something deeper. There's a quiet kind of mastery in this stage. You stop needing external affirmations because you've cultivated inner authority. You trust your inner knowing more than the oracle cards, the feathers on the ground, the time on the clock. And yes, that can be disorienting at first. You may miss the enchantment. You may feel less special. You may even worry that you've lost your way. But that longing, that discomfort, it's only your old identity shedding. You're no longer the seeker chasing symbols. You are the living symbol. You've moved beyond the phase of spiritual entertainment. You've stepped into the work of being the embodiment of what you once searched for. The silence isn't here to punish you. It's here to invite you into sovereignty. And in that sovereignty, something beautiful happens. Your actions become the message. Your stillness becomes the guidance. Your presence becomes the magic. So if you're standing in the quiet now, unsure whether you've drifted off course, let me say this clearly. You haven't. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Not because the signs are showing it, but because the silence confirms it. You don't need the universe to whisper anymore because you've learned to listen to the voice that was always inside you. The teacher is not out there, it's you. At some point, when the visions have quieted, when the old patterns have dissolved, and the silence has become a steady companion, another question arises. A simple one, but it echoes through your entire being. What now? Before, your purpose was vivid. You were healing, you were seeking, you were learning, devouring every insight, every sign, every sacred text as if it held the final key. And perhaps it did, but not to somewhere else, to here. Because once the dust of awakening settles, you realize something astonishing. The purpose you've been chasing isn't something you do, it's something you become. In those early stages, spiritual growth feels like climbing a mountain, intense, demanding, often exhilarating. But once you reach a certain height, you discover it's not about the peak. It's about how you move from it, how you walk, intentionally, humbly, gently, back into the world. This is where the true shift happens. You stop asking how to explain your awakening. You begin asking how to live from it. And slowly, purpose stops being a title, a mission, or a task. It becomes your presence. It becomes the way you enter a room, the way you listen, the way you breathe into conflict instead of reacting to it. Whether you write, paint, garden, raise a child, care for animals, or simply sit in quiet service to others, your very way of being becomes your calling. And there's profound power in that. In his work on logotherapy, Viktor Frankl observed that purpose is not something we invent. It is something we respond to. It emerges from the space between our soul and our surroundings. And once we align with that inner compass, even the smallest act can become sacred. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, Frankl wrote, but only by lack of meaning. What spiritual awakening offers is not a rigid meaning, but a fluid, living one. A new kind of purpose that isn't defined by grandiosity, but by alignment. You may feel called to create, not for recognition, but because your soul wants to express. You may feel pulled to help others, not to save them, but because your love overflows naturally. You may feel moved to say less, listen more, walk slower, or speak only when the words carry peace. This kind of purpose doesn't require a job title or a platform. It doesn't ask for perfection. It simply asks that you show up as who you truly are. The Bhagavad Gita speaks directly to this moment. It is better to live your own destiny imperfectly than to live someone else's perfectly. Your dharma, your soul's unique rhythm, may look quiet on the outside, but on the inside, it reverberates across time. Each step you take in truth sends ripples through the collective field, not because you shouted, but because you aligned. Even Edgar Cayce, famed for his psychic gifts, said that the greatest act of service was not prophecy, but application, living the truths we've already received, embodying the principles we already know. And that's the beauty of this stage. You stop striving, you start flowing. Here is no longer urgency, there is rhythm. You're no longer pushing to figure it all out, because now you understand life will reveal its next step when you're ready to walk it. In this space, purpose becomes gentle, not passive, but peaceful, not loud, but clear. It becomes the steady flame instead of the flash, the whisper instead of the shout, the quiet confidence that you don't need to chase your destiny because you are already walking it. You don't need a master plan. You don't need constant signs. You simply need to show up with sincerity again and again. And in doing so, life begins to meet you. Opportunities arise not because you manifest them with force, but because you are a match to them in vibration. People appear not because you seek them, but because your presence draws resonance. You become a magnet for what aligns, and what doesn't, it falls away without resistance. This is the gift of post-awakening purpose. It's not something you chase, it's something you carry. You are not here to do more. You are here to be more fully yourself, and that is enough. So, where are you now? Are you standing in the silence, wondering if something went wrong? Let me say this with all the clarity I can. You're not broken. You're becoming. You haven't lost your way. You've simply stepped beyond the noise into a deeper rhythm your soul has been waiting for all along. You don't need fireworks anymore. You don't need the universe to shout because now you are the signal. You are the alignment. The world around you may not fully understand who you've become. That's okay. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to walk in truth, quietly, steadily, powerfully. If this video resonated with even the smallest corner of your heart, please leave a comment below. Something as simple as a "yes, I felt this," or even a emoji can make someone else feel less alone on their path. And if you know someone who's navigating this strange, yet silent part of awakening, share this with them. It might be the message they've been needing but didn't have the words for. I release videos like this every week, deep explorations of soul shifts, post-awakening life, and the subtle ways we transform. So if you're still with me now, consider subscribing, not just to a channel, but to a community of awakening hearts. You are not alone here. And finally, take one last deep breath. You've come so far, and this is not the end. It's the beginning of the most grounded, soul-aligned, quietly powerful version of you. Until next time, keep listening to the quiet. That's where the truth always lives.